At the beginning of the story, we see a prisoner named Frank who is a prisoner in a very dangerous jail. The warden here hates him very much. He was put in a gas chamber just to argue with the warden. It was a special cabin in which a poisonous gas was left inside so that the person's breath would stop. Frank was kept in this chamber for a long time and he was having a lot of trouble inside. The guard even wanted to turn off the gas, but the warden said let him go. Frank was on the verge of death, then the warden went and turned off the gas. Frank's condition got very bad. But why does this warden hate Frank so much? To find out this, we have to go back in the story a little. Many years ago, Frank was a car mechanic who was living his life comfortably. He also has a girlfriend and both love each other very much. One day she came to meet Frank and both shared some beautiful moments together. After a while, Frank went to play football with some kids. Everyone was enjoying and everyone was smiling. But this happiness was only for a little while. After this game, his girlfriend had to drop him at a place, and this place was nothing but a jail. Actually, Frank was a criminal who was jailed. But not in any big or dangerous case. He was kept in an ordinary jail. A jail where there were not many dangerous criminals. All the people of that jail were very happy and friendly. And their Frank was everyone's favorite. He never broke any rule. And that's why the police gave him permission to go home once a week. Actually, he had a teacher who had taught him to play American football since childhood. Frank respected him a lot. One day, suddenly some people attacked him. Frank couldn't stop himself and he beat those goons to death. And he beat them so badly that the court sent him to jail as a punishment. And when his teacher was about to die, Frank requested the warden of the jail that he wants to meet his teacher for the last time. That too just for an hour. But the warden clearly refused. Because he wanted to go to his teacher at any cost, so Frank ran away from the jail. He was with him in the last moments of his teacher. And after that, he himself surrendered in front of the police. But the security of the jail from where he ran away was so tight that no one had ever been able to escape from there. Frank's name spread in the media and everyone started calling him a hero. But because of running away from jail, he was given an extra 5 years in prison. He was again in jail without breaking any rules. With the same decency, he spent 4 years in jail. And now only 2 months of Frank's punishment were left. But that night everything changed. Frank was in his cell when some people came there, who were the security guards of the other jail. Without any warning, they forcibly picked up Frank and took him to the other jail. Frank was completely confused. He said that he was not told about any transfer. But the guards just said one thing, that this is the way we work. We don't tell you and take you to jail. And now where Frank was kept, that jail was completely different. This was a very high security jail. The criminals here were also not ordinary. Only murderers, psychopaths and hardcore criminals used to live here. And the most shocking thing was that the warden of this jail was the same with whom Frank ran away from the first jail. And what happened was that after Frank's escape, that warden's reputation was ruined. He was also demoted from his post. Also, the people who worked with him started making fun of him. That's why now he wanted to take revenge from Frank. As soon as he came to jail, an officer explained all the rules to Frank. If you break any rule, you will get a very bad punishment. After a while, Frank was brought in front of the warden. The warden said that you ran away from the jail and the media made you a hero. But my career was ruined. There was a time when I used to come in the top warden of the country. Now people laugh at me behind my back. Frank calmly answered him. It was your mistake. I had requested you to let me go for an hour. You refused, so I ran away. But the warden didn't care about it at all. For him, it was just a chance to take revenge. Now Frank was given the first punishment for speaking. Now the story reached where it started. He was put in a gas chamber and tortured. There was a very dangerous prisoner in this jail named Chink. Everyone was afraid of him because he was a special man of the warden. The warden also told him that he had to teach Frank a lesson. This man is going to be released after 2 months. Until then, kill him half dead. One day when Frank was in the ground outside his cell, Chink and his people surrounded Frank. Chink also had a sharp, ice-breaking weapon in his hand which was enough to kill anyone in one blow. But as soon as he was about to attack, a security officer came there. He saw that weapon in Chink's hand. But as soon as he came close to Chink to catch him with the weapon, Chink took advantage of the crowd and hid the weapon with the help of people. The officer asked Frank if Chink had a weapon. Frank thought about it and refused. Because he wanted to avoid any kind of fight here. He wanted me to be free and go back to my life. And Frank started working as a cleaner in the jail. Then another prisoner came to him named Dallas. Dallas told Frank that I was also a prisoner in the jail where you ran away. You were really a genius, brother. Look, the warden won't let you live anyway. We both run away from here. But Frank refused him because he didn't have to run away. His sentence would be over in 2 months anyway. But still Dallas had a feeling that he might agree to it tomorrow. So he said that I can get you a mechanic job in the garage. For this, Frank immediately agreed. He took Frank to the garage. But the head mechanic there refused to give Frank the job. Because he wanted a worker who had the experience of work. He didn't have to teach everything. Now Dallas told Frank about his plan. That I am thinking of running into a pipe going up. Frank explained to him that the temperature in that pipe is so high that he won't be able to survive. And hearing this, Dallas's face went down. The next day, a new prisoner came to the mess hall. His name was B&O. B&O was a little naive and everyone used to bother him. Frank helped him and sat with him. B&O clearly said that I don't want to go to any gang. They were talking that a prisoner killed someone with the same ice-breaking weapon. B&O was very scared to see this. Frank told him that if you don't join any group, then sooner or later this will happen to you. After which B&O now joined Frank and Dallas's group. The next day, Chink challenged Frank for a rugby match. And Frank agreed for it. And then a dangerous match started. In which Chink and his people were cheating. And repeatedly used the excuse of the game to attack Frank. But Frank was a great player. And he already knew that they would do something wrong. He was answering every attack of theirs. The head mechanic was also watching this match. Who forbade Frank to work in the garage. When he saw Frank playing, he moved inside. He was impressed with Frank's hard work and courage. Now he himself got down to play the match and started beating everyone. Frank's team won this match by joining him. After the match, he told Frank that you can work in the garage from tomorrow. The next day, Frank went to the garage where the head mechanic showed him the whole place. There was a Mustang car standing there, an old, bad car. The mechanic said that this is my favorite car, but now its engine is completely finished. Now it will never run. On which Frank asked that can I try to fix it at once. The mechanic said, with a smile that if you fix this car, I will do whatever you say. Frank started working immediately. He read a lot of books and opened the engine. He worked hard on this car and in a few days, the Mustang engine started again. He also painted the car and the car was completely new. Now Frank was going to sit in the car and drive it. B&O also sat in the car with Frank. B&O told that he doesn't know how to drive. After which Frank also taught him driving. Then B&O got emotional and asked that will I ever be able to drive this car again? On which Frank said only one word, no. It was time to hear this and now he forcibly took the Mustang car to the ground. Where he made that car run 2 to 3 laps. Hearing the noise in the ground, the warden came there and he saw everything. He knew very well that all this was done by B&O. But he told B&O to go away. Because this was the best opportunity for him to take revenge from Frank. He gave a baseball to Chink and asked him to break this car. Chink broke the Mustang car in front of Frank without wasting time. Frank had tears in his eyes. After all, his hard work, his dream, everything was ruined in seconds. And as a punishment, Frank was put in a dark room. And not only that, to torture him, he will be given a lot of bright light in the day. Which won't even let him sleep. Whenever he starts to sleep, he is asked to look at the camera and tell his name. Frank endured everything and stayed in the same cell for many days. His mental balance was now deteriorating. One day when he was asked his name, he said the wrong name. Then the guards came and started beating him badly. Then the jail captain reached there. He saw everything and stopped everyone at the same time. He knew very well that Frank was doing very wrong. The captain took Frank out of there. And then he found out that Frank's girlfriend had sent him some letters, which had not been given to him yet. Today, for the first time, he was given all those letters. Frank read them. There was a lot of love in every letter. There was a lot of hope. Frank was very happy, and he started to feel that maybe everything will be fine now. Now he went out of that dark room and went to a garage to meet his friends. There, B&O apologized to him and said that I was entitled to the punishment. Please forgive me, I made a big mistake. On this, Frank said that it doesn't matter anymore. I have spent 40 days in this jail. Only 20 days are left. And then I will be free. The next day when Frank was eating in the mess, Chink came to him. He picked up Frank's plate and took it. But Frank didn't say anything. But his friends fed Frank a little bit from their plate. When the warden found out about this, he got even more angry. He called Chink and said that do something to increase Frank's punishment. After that, Chink and his people made a new plan. He called Frank and BNO to the gym room and attacked both of them there. They were beaten a lot and BNO was made a target. Chink dropped a very heavy bench press rod on BNO. At that time, BNO died of pain. When Frank found out about this, there was no place for his anger. He knew that all this was happening to keep him in jail. The warden wanted Frank to fight with Chink. And now he had crossed all limits for this. Frank thought that now he won't be quiet either. Now he went out in front of Chink and his friends. And now he started beating him badly. His anger was flowing in every punch. This was not just a fight. Frank had to avenge his friend's death. Frank hit Chink so hard that he fell on the bench. The way he hit BNO first, Frank thought that he would hit him the same way. But then he saw in the warden's window, who kept an eye on every step of his. Frank understood that this was the warden's plan. The warden wanted Frank to kill Chink so that his punishment would increase. And he kept torturing him all his life. But Frank didn't let the warden's plan succeed. At the same time, a man from Chink's gang came from behind, attacked Frank and injured him. After that, Frank was immediately taken to the medical room. There, his girlfriend also met him. He only got half an hour to meet Frank. They were happy to see each other, because their love was very deep. But within 5 minutes, the guards came there and took his girlfriend out. When Frank was in his jail at night, another prisoner came to him and said that he is going to be free tomorrow. He threatened that as soon as he is free, I will go to your girlfriend first. He is very smart. He enjoyed playing with him. He also had a photo of Frank's girlfriend. Frank was very upset about this, and he asked the guards for permission to call. But the guards refused. That's when Dallas came there and Frank said that I have to run away from here as soon as possible. Dallas said that your punishment is going to end in a few days. So why are you thinking of running away? But Frank said that if he doesn't get out of here, someone will kill his girlfriend. That's why the two of them started planning to run away from the jail. First of all, they made the guard who was on duty unconscious. Then he climbed the wall and went to the other side. There was a place from where the road went both ways. Frank said that we go right. But Dallas said that no, we should go left. I know the way from here. Frank listened to him and he went left. As he moved forward, the warden was standing there with many of his guards. After that, Frank was caught and he understood that Dallas had cheated him. Frank asked, "Why did you do this to me?" Dallas said that look, I have been sentenced to life imprisonment. And the warden has promised me that if I trap you, I can get a chance to run away. The warden said that Frank's sentence was increased by 5 years for the first time. And now if you try again, it will increase by 10 years. The warden threatened that in the next 10 years, I will make you crazy and leave you in this jail. Here Dallas said to the warden that sir, leave me. I listened to everything you said, I got him caught too. But the warden said that no one runs away from my jail. Then he pointed at his guards and they beat Dallas very badly. And then threw him in the water. The warden told his guards to beat Frank in the same way. And then lock him in the cell. When the guards came to attack Frank, Frank didn't sit still. He also attacked the guards. He was killing all the guards one by one. And he also threw one guard in the water. When he was going, Dallas said that you can understand my helplessness, right? Take me with you. Frank forgave him with a big heart and extended his hand. Then the guard in the water started strangling Frank with a chain. Then Dallas pulled out an electric wire and said that if you don't let Frank go, I will leave a current in the water. You will also die. The helpless guard let Frank go. Soon Frank left from there and everyone started looking for him. But no one understood where he was. The warden was very angry and said that I want Frank alive. Then Frank came from behind and put a knife around the warden's neck. And said that do you think I will run away from here? So that I will keep running away from the police all my life, right? I'm not going to do that, it won't be a life. Frank took the warden to the execution room and put him on the electric chair. The prisoners who were sentenced to death were kept here. There was also a security guard and captain there. Frank tied his hand with a tape with an electric switch. Everyone's gun was on Frank's side. Frank said that if you shoot me, I will fall. And with the weight of my hand, this switch will also turn on. With which your warden will also be killed. Now the captain stopped everyone and said that no one will shoot. Then Frank told the warden that he would have to accept all his crimes. Whatever you have done to me. The captain also told the warden that it is better than dying. The warden told the captain all the truth that how he had trapped Frank. So that he tries to escape from the jail and his punishment increases. The warden screamed but he didn't get electrocuted. Because Frank had already removed the fuse. Frank said that I never wanted to kill the warden. I wanted the truth to come in front of everyone. After this, the captain told the soldiers to catch Frank. And also the warden. Because he had broken many laws in his attempt to get his personal revenge. After this, Frank was released from jail for good after a week. Because whatever he did was a conspiracy of the warden was fired from his job and now a case will be filed against him.